everybody, my name is AwesomeGamerMG, that's me, and in today's video, I just wanted to say real quick that this is going to be a review video. I am commentating by myself. I'm playing with Nick in duels, but I decided to make because he wanted to join me, by the way, because I decided that I wanted to do a review video on the new movie Avengers Endgame, because that came out not too long ago, and I saw it last night. So we're just going to be doing a couple of duels while I review over the movie. Now, before we get started into this review, I want to say that there will be spoiler alerts. There will be spoils. So my advice to you is that pause this video right now if you haven't seen Endgame, Avengers Endgame. It is an awesome movie, and I highly recommend it. It's one of the best films that I've ever seen. So, if I were you, I'd pause this video, go and watch it, and then come back, and then unpause it, and go from there. So, I just wanted to give my thoughts and everything, just what I thought about the movie, what I liked, what I didn't like. Which, there was a lot of stuff that I didn't dislike. Like, I liked the movie as a whole. There wasn't a lot of things I gotta criticize on. But there were some things. So, yeah. With that being said, let's get into it. So, I wanted to bring up the fact that, I had a theory before this movie came out. Because, you know, in every Marvel movie, there's gotta be an opening credit scene, or, well, not really a credit scene, but an opening scene that takes place, lol, Nick, there's a scene that takes place before the actual movie starts, and, like, before the title screen happens. So my theory was, since in the trailers, Ant-Man, like, he gets, like, in all the trailers that you see in Endgame, he is not shown in the quantum realm. So I thought the first thing that was going to pop up in the movie was going to be Ant-Man escaping the quantum realm. Now, I was wrong. I should have realized this, because after the events of the snap of in Infinity War, everybody started disappearing, and we know, like, and we know what happened to everybody except a couple of people, like Ant-Man's group, because they were doing their own thing, and that's when Ant-Man and the Wasp took place. Once that movie took place, the end credit scene showed Hope, Janet, and Hank Pym getting snapped. So, who is the one person that we didn't see get snapped? Clint and his family. So we don't know what happened to them, and in Endgame, it shows us as the first part of the scene. I liked that. It was very sad. It kind of made me... I didn't cry about that, but, like, I was upset. Like, I felt bad for him. But I just knew that was coming. I had a feeling in the beginning, before the movie even came out, like, when the trailer first came out, I had a big feeling that his family was going to get the Thanos snap. Like that. But, with that being said... The movie was just very interesting. Like, some things that I like about it was, there's one point where the Hulk, who I didn't actually see in any of the trailers, like, you saw Bruce Banner, but you never saw the Hulk. Like, they scratched him out at some of the scenes from the trailer that you actually got to see from the movie. Like, that one part of the trailer where Rocket opens up a shed, like, opens up the door to a shed or something like that, and... And Hulk was behind him in the film, but not in the trailer. So I thought it was really cool. I never thought that Marvel was going to do it to where Hulk and Banner would become one person. So somehow, Hulk and Banner have become one. Like, Bruce Banner has taken the time to study this and took what he said, the brains and the bronze, and put them together. So he's still a genius who knows gamma radiation really well, but he's also as strong as the Hulk, which is really interesting. It's sad throughout the movie, though, because half of their friends are gone, everybody's down. Tony was stranded in space, but I had my moments where I was just in shock, because after Clint's opening scene, the first thing that happened was you saw Iron Man and Nebula aboard Peter Quill's ship, aka Star-Lord. One thing that surprised me was just how weird it was. Like, Tony was just basically hanging out with Nebula because he had nothing else to do, and they were trying to get their way home. I knew that they were going to make it, but, like, the way they came back, I did not expect. Like, they came back home because of Captain Marvel, which I knew she was going to be in the film, obviously, but I didn't think that's how they were going to open up, was with her being the one to rescue both Nebula and Iron Man. But that being said, it was very interesting because it got a way for the group to get back together and start this little thing. Now, I kind of was disappointed and was just like, really? At this moment where Ant-Man becomes free, because obviously he was still in the quantum realm at the beginning of the film. But apparently he gets free just because of sheer luck, because a rat was stomping all over his stuff, and it activated a portal which got him out. And he was apparently stuck there for 5 hours, because in quantum realm time zones work differently, so it was 5 years for everybody else, but 5 hours for Scott. And when he was searching for his daughter Cassie, because there was a board, because he didn't know what was going on, he didn't know about the snap. There was a list of all of the people that got snapped. Now let me just tell you something. I know this is a movie, but like, if that were real life, if everybody, if like half the population on Earth just got finger snapped out of existence, and there was a cemetery that had the list of vanished people, that would not happen in real life. There is no way that that the government in like our entire country would have a list of everyone that vanished all of a sudden. It is highly I believe it's possible, but it's highly unlikely that that would be the case. And yeah, that's what I believe. Is just, it's still fun. It's still cool though, and I was sad when Scott, when he reunited, like, I was glad he reunited with Cassie, but it felt like one of those tropes where a character goes somewhere and he's gone for what feels like only a few minutes, but everyone else experienced it felt like years. So like, he basically went 5 years without seeing his daughter, and his daughter was a teenager. So, but like, in the film, you didn't see like his ex-wife or like Cassie's stepdad, I think is what we call him. You didn't see that at all, and with that, like, just, it confused me because they weren't in the film. But I'm sure they're all right now, because in the end it gets reversed now. Seeing all these characters put into one, like, I'm gonna try and speed this up a bit more. The whole time heist idea, like, I knew Tony wasn't gonna agree with it at first, but when he finally did, I knew it was gonna come around. But like, just the whole moment in the film when Cap and Tony are bonding again after their whole few films of them becoming like sort of enemies because they hate each other from the Bucky incident killing Tony's parents. But with them slowly gaining friendship again, just, I felt happy about that. It felt like really good idea, and everything was executed well. But with Thor, though, I knew he was going to be upset, and when they tracked down Thanos in the present, and when he killed Thanos by chopping his head off, and they asked him, "What did you do?" and he said, "I went for the head." At that moment, I was like, really? Did they wait for that moment just for him, because of those memes, where it's just like, he should have gone for the head? Did they wait for that specific moment for them to make it so that he actually cut off Thanos' head? I died laughing at that. I'm just like, what the heck? But it was still pretty good. The whole thing, like the time travel and everything, how it changed because of them trying to get the stones back. And I knew Rumlow was going to be in it, but like, I was told that he was going to be in it for a flashback, but it was more like a time zone different thing. Like, he was there, but he didn't really have much to it. He was just there for memories until Cap lied about being a Hydra member by saying Hail Hydra to trick them. which worked because anybody that basically says "Hail Hydra," hey, you're part of Hydra, so that works every time apparently. And Cap versus Cap was one of the best fights, but I think the whole thing throughout the movie that I liked the most was the ending, and not just because the film is finally over, just because the battle where Thanos, past Thanos as I call it, figures out that their future people are trying to reverse that future Thanos did, and with that being done with, they tried to end him, and it brought back like all the characters that died horrible deaths, like all of the Black Order, and they had a little bit better deaths and more action scenes and all that, which was a lot more fun. Everything going about it was really cool. The just every time it showed where Tony didn't want to do it, like do the time heist, and he saw a picture of Peter, I was just like, why? Why do you have to throw that in now? It's trying to make me sad already. I know it's trying to get Tony to get good, but that also makes me sad because Peter disappeared, as in Spider-Man. But when everybody came back thanks to Hulk, I was really glad, and that epic finale scene was really cool. Just everybody came together. Now the one of the things I didn't like was Black Widow's death. Probably because I know Scarlett Johansson probably just didn't want to be part of the Marvel anymore. I still found her death kind of depressing. Like, as in, it was just, why? Like, they met Red Skull, and Clint even mentions Red Skull out loud. Like, it didn't say Red Skull, but said red head floating thing. I'm surprised Cap didn't get triggered, like, not like triggered, like something in his head. I'm surprised something in his head didn't pop up. Wait, is Red Skull? Like, I'm very surprised that that didn't happen, and I'm just, like, it's probably because they didn't have enough time for him to be another villain, but still, that would have been interesting if he had just at least asked the question. Maybe that could have been a future thing, although Cap wasn't going to be in it anymore, but he still has free reign, Red Skull is. I know Clint was trying to sacrifice himself, but when Black Widow did it instead, I felt kind of happy because, like, not that I don't like Black Widow's character, it's just Clint has a family, and she did it for him because they were also like family to each other, and she was helping him out, which really just, that got me in the feels, man. And more of that happening when Pepper came out with her Iron Man suit. I was just like, yes. But the best part was when everybody came back, even Doctor Strange back at it again. I was like, yeah, that's my boy right there. Love Doctor Strange. Can't wait for the second one to come out. And when he came back, I was excited about it and ready. Oh, seriously, Nick? But where is it? Oh, this is a bad idea. He doesn't know. But whatchamacallit? Him fighting against Thanos, like, I saw a thumbnail once where there was Captain America holding his shield and Thor's hammer, but, like, I thought that Cap was gonna be worthy to hold the hammer, but everyone said I was crazy, and eventually I proved them wrong. I knew from that moment in Age of Ultron when he tried to lift the hammer and almost did it, I knew he was going to be worthy at some point in time, and that just killed me. That was the best moment. Just Cap using Thor's hammer was so epic and awesome. I wanted to scream. And I slightly did, but not too loud. And Nick has a lot of armor. But that is just amazing. And I have fire resistance. But, like I was saying, anyways. Sorry, I got off track there. Let's see. All the scenes, just amazing. I gotta say a couple more things, and then I'll be done. But that battle between Thor, Iron Man, and Captain America versus Thanos was probably one of the best fight scenes I had ever seen. And when Cap's shield got broken, like, I was worried that it was just gone, but it came back eventually. But before that did happen, when Bucky and everybody, and like Doctor Strange and all of them came back, and it was getting towards the end of the movie where they were trying to bring the stones back to the original worlds, and Thanos tried to take it, and Iron Man made the sacrifice. When Doctor Strange gave him that look, I knew that it was over. I knew that it was over, and I was sad because I had my theories that Iron Man was gonna die because he's like the oldest character in the Marvel Avengers franchise because he was the first one to have his solo movie. But him sacrificing himself for the world was very honorable because Tony like hated Cap at first, but then they bonded together as friends and it became better. I just couldn't handle it. I handled it pretty well. I lasted the movie and like I didn't cry at all until the ending at Tony's funeral. Everybody showed up. Even Harley, like I knew Harley, that kid from Iron Man 3, was going to be part of it. And when I didn't see him throughout almost the whole movie, I was like, "Where's Harley?" And then I realized, then when I saw him like as an adult, because the actor is obviously like I think 20 something years old, I was like, "Oh what? No, Nick." I was like, "Just man, there's Harley finally." But I was glad that he showed up, and now we know what happened. But it was still cool. The last thing I want to say is just all the deaths, and the best part, like, even though Iron Man's death was sad, including for Pepper and Peter Parker, man, I just can't even, every time I think about it, it makes me sad. But him making his final speech before snapping Thanos at it, like, I love how Thor kills Thanos first, because that's what Thor wanted to do. And then Iron Man was to finish him off by saying his quote that he said from his first movie, which was the first Marvel Avengers film to come out, "I am Iron Man." I was like, "Yes, Tony, you do it." And he did it. When he snapped Thanos, I was like, "Yes." And that's basically it. When the last thing I can probably think of is just the way Cap ended off was the last thing I want to say. Is I didn't expect it. I thought he was gonna die because like when he was fighting Thanos, it looked like he was coming to his end. But apparently his death, quote unquote death, was not as it seemed. For when he went back to return all the stones by himself, he apparently took Tony's advice and got a life. So he didn't go back to the present. What the heck? He he didn't go back to the present, and he's came back to the present as an old man because he's stuck with Peggy Carter. Every time they kept the main characters kept seeing their family members, like Thor with his mother, Cap with Peggy, and Tony with Howard, his father, like Howard Stark, his father. I was just like, why are you doing this? Oh man, this is touching. And Cap passing on his shield to Sam. Now, I was originally hoping that Bucky would be the next Captain America, but I can see why he passed it off to Sam. Still, I was hoping for Captain America, or the new Cap, to be Bucky, but I'll give Falcon a chance. Because Bucky's still around, and I heard that they're making a TV show just where the main characters are Bucky and Falcon, which is really cool. I think that there's also supposed to be one for Scarlet Witch and Vision, which also confuses me because Vision was not in that movie. He was not revived because one of the stones came from his head. But it's going suicidal on that. But yeah. When that happened, the ending, I still cried. The last thing I want to point out is just how this was executed. So I loved Endgame. It was the greatest movie, like one of the greatest movies I had ever seen. It's just this like collection of characters from that either had their own movies or like or they were like characters that were featured in other movies. Just it's this idea that all these characters from all different storylines come together into one film. Usually people would think stuff like that is impossible because you have so much to work with in so little time. But the way that it was handled, the Russo brothers and like Kevin Feige made it all, it was executed so well, and I just love it. The execution of the film was brilliant. Everything went as planned, I assumed, but everything was just great, and it was one of the best things ever. The idea of it, just phenomenal. But if you guys did enjoy, thank you guys so much for listening to my review. It's just, I had so much I wanted to talk about, so this video might be 20 minutes long. I wanted to make this 10 minutes, but I had so much to talk about. But I hope you guys do enjoy this. If you haven't seen it, go on ahead and watch it. Tell me what your thoughts about Endgame were in the comments. Leave a like on this video if you did enjoy. Don't forget to subscribe. We have indeed reached 100 subscribers. Thank you guys so much. You are all awesome, and I love you all. I very much appreciate you all. We managed to do it in less than 3 months, which, gotta say, that's impressive. And I am just proud of myself, but most importantly, I am proud of each and every one of you who are in support of my YouTube channel. It means the world to me. And I couldn't be where I am now without you guys. So thank you. I will be doing a stream, my first ever live stream, on May the 4th. As in, May the 4th be with you. Haha. So look forward to that. It will be coming soon. And I don't know what I'm going to stream yet because I have to set up my Streamlabs for OBS and get everything ready that I need. Okay, well, if you guys did enjoy, I will see you guys next time. I will be doing a video soon, or cosmic video tomorrow. We got 115 subs. Thank you all so much for listening. Love you all. Goodbye. Built an empire of